Hi, I'm Joanna. Welcome to Bible Stories. Today's story is about a slightly soggy man called Jonah. You sitting comfortably? You are? Great. Now let's get on with the story.
Bible Stories.
Jonah was a prophet. That's a bit like a postman for God. He would go around telling people messages from God. One day, God spoke to Jonah. He said, "Go to the city of Nineveh and tell the people who live there that they're very wicked and they need to change their ways." Now, Jonah did not want to go to Nineveh. I mean, he really did not want to go. So he thought of a plan. He thought, I'll run away and hide from God. He got the first ship out of town and headed in the opposite direction from where God told him to go, a place called Tarshish. Not long after setting off, Jonah learned that you might be able to run from God, but you cannot hide from him. So Jonah sat on the ship thinking, well, surely God won't find me here. But God sent a great big storm and he tossed the boat so much that other sailors on board thought they were going to drown. The boat tossed and it turned and it swayed and it rocked. It went up and it went down and it went down and it went up. And everyone on board was either running around scared or leaning over the side and throwing up. The sailors did not know what to do. So Jonah put his hand up and he said, "It's me. I ran away from God. I didn't want to go to Nineveh." The sailors learned that Jonah was running away from God, so they were even more afraid. How are we going to stop this terrible storm? "Throw me overboard," Jonah answered, "and the storm will become calm." The sailors looked at each other. They were puzzled, but they were also scared. So they picked up Jonah and they threw him into the sea. Splash! The storm stopped at once. And just as Jonah began to slowly sink into the sea, God sent a great big fish to swallow him up. Now, Jonah was inside the fish for 3 days and 3 nights. I mean, that is pretty gross. There was no windows, no blankets, no TVs, and it was probably pretty slimy. Spending all that time inside the fish gave Jonah plenty of time to think and pray. He prayed to God from inside the fish and he said, "I'm so sorry for not listening to you and running away." Well, what happened next was even more disgusting. God told the fish to spit Jonah out onto the shore. Ew. Then God spoke to Jonah again and said, "Get up and go and deliver the message I've given you." Now this time, Jonah stood up, he tidied his hair, he brushed the fish stick off his clothes, and off he went to Nineveh. And you know what? The people in Nineveh listened. When Jonah got there, he told the people what had happened. He warned them that God said that they must stop doing bad things. And Jonah's total surprise, because the people listened. And they prayed to God and they said sorry for all the bad things they'd done. Now this is an amazing story because it reminds us that God has a plan for us. It may not always make sense, but just as God had something for Jonah to do, he's got a plan for you and me. So remember, don't be afraid. Be strong and trust God in everything. Thanks for watching. See you next time on Bible Stories.